The Young Achievers School for Science and Mathematics, a pilot school within the Boston public school system, attracts a diverse student body from across the city. First grade teacher Hildy Perez uses formal and informal assessments to gauge the range of her students' abilities and needs and to guide her literacy instruction.
In the beginning of the year, they all came with all different skills, reading at all different levels, everything from kids that still needed to work on learning letters and sounds, and children who were fluent, independent readers.
I can not see
I want to get to know my children, well, I mean, as people, but also as readers.
Come and look at the dolphin.
I want to make sure where they're at, what they're doing, what they're able to do independently, what they need to work on.
Perry liked to walk to the store.
The way I go about this is by doing assessments within the first 2 weeks of school. So we're going to read this book, and then I go back and I redo the assessments in December to see how far they've gotten, what have they learned.
Why are we stopping? Said the truck.
Based on the information I get from the assessment, then I start thinking about the different activities I could implement in the classroom for children to be working on certain skills.
Why are we stopping? Said the truck. Boy.
Keep going. I revisit the assessments again in March and at the end of the year in June. I wanted basically to create something that would make it easier for me to track each child's progress in a simple way. So I made this graph in which this horizontally are like all the children in the classroom, the 20 children in the classroom, and going up here on this column are the different titles of the book in the developmental reading assessment. And once I've gathered all the assessments, I fill out the graph. So back in September, I said, okay, this is the book right here where the blue line is. This is the book that I expect every first grader to be reading in September. And this here is the benchmark book where the green line is, where we expect all children to be reading at the end of first grade. This doesn't give me much detail, but it gives me the big picture. And then if I need more detail, I can refer back to each child's portfolio. Okay, Cassandra, do you want to tell me about this book?
The policeman says stop.
Why?
Because ducks were coming by.
Why were the dogs coming by?
And they can get back to the pond.
I let this assessment data inform my instructional decisions. So basically, what am I going to teach and how am I going to teach? Please clear the tables, and then you're going to come to the rock so that we can get started.
But a hot dog.
It is. It is about a hot dog. And the name of this poem is Hot Dogs Forever. The literacy time starts with bringing all the children to the rug and having a whole group lesson and a whole group shared reading. Today I introduced a poem, Hot Dogs Forever. Hot dogs for breakfast, hot dogs for lunch, hot dogs, all in a bunch. We do a new poem every week. And when I pick poems, I want a lot of sight words, high-frequency words, rhyming words, and poems that kids might like. Eat them from the barbecue. Eat them from the pot. Eat them cold or eat them hot. Eat them standing up or down on your knees. Hot dogs, please, please, please. Cassandra, do you have something to say?
This says hot and that one says hot.
That is absolutely right. Do you notice how they're a little bit different? How are they different, Cassandra?
Because that one's lowercase and that one's uppercase.
That's right. This one has a lowercase h in the beginning, and this one has an uppercase h. From that shared reading, I tried to pull out a phonics lesson. We had been working on the short O, as in octopus, aw. I know that says hot. And I know that if I take the H out, we have a very common spelling pattern, a very common rhyme. Who can tell me what it says if we take the H out? Maya.
Ought.
Ought. Good for you. So I'm going to change the beginning letter. Christopher, what do you think this says?
Got.
Good for you. It says got. Raheem, what does it say?
Bought.
You know what, Raheem? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that this is a B, and the B goes this way. So what letter is this?
Dot.
It says dot. Now, I'm going to put a consonant blend right in front. Who can tell me what these two letters say when you put them together? Liam. Good for you. And so this says sp, and then I'm going to put ought. Raymond, what does it say? Raymond, I love how you're trying. Let's try sp. Sp. Ought. Let's blend it to. What does it say?
Spot.
Spot. Good for you. Some children, in order to achieve mastery of the vowels, the vowels need to be introduced in a very systematic way. Clarissa, what does it say?
Pot.
Good for you. I have right here the rhyme ought. Who can tell me where I'm going to put this? Zenzele.
Under the O.
And O as in what?
Octopus.
Octopus, because that O is making what sound?
O, octopus, ah.
It's making aw. So I'm going to take this and we're going to put it in our word wall. I have been building a word wall with the children, introducing the different short vowels, studying different spelling patterns and rhymes. We go through a routine in which we might say A, apple, ah, E, escalator, I, itchy, O, octopus, ah. They can associate a vowel sound with a specific word. That keyword will help them in the sound of the vowel. All right, and now we're going to go to our tables. You're going to start doing the different activities, and then I'm going to call you to do the guided reading. Look at the board and make your choices. The activities really have multiple entry points, so children could go to an activity and get something different out of the activity based on their needs and the skills they bring into the activity. Last week, we had done a poem for shared reading about a fish doing all sorts of silly things. And kids really loved the poem, and they started coming up with their own ideas about what the fish could do. So then I said, oh, maybe I can make a writing extension.
What kind of fish do you think it should be? Orange. A goldfish? Goldfish? Should I make it orange or yellow? Make it orange. That's what I saw. Okay. Oops. I'm so fast. I can't make them. My fish can draw. P-R-O. My fish can play in a park with a bike. My fish can act like a dog. I could keep it.
And what I'm hoping to do is to put all the pages together and make it into a book.
Bat. Bat.
there are different activities going on in the classroom to reinforce the different skills that we're working on.
Sock. Track.
Right now, I'm working on a phonemic awareness activity in which kids need to sort pictures by their rhyme. Is it ap, ip, op, ak, ik, ok? They just have to do it by auditory discrimination. Usually I have a making words activity with a student teacher.
I, itchy, I, and
I, itchy, I. Good, it makes the I sound. We will be making words that make the I sounds. Okay, take 2 letters to make the word it.
The lessons get harder and they build on each other. It works on sound sequencing, it works on high frequency words and consonant sounds, so it works on a lot of things.
Add a letter to it to make the word sit. Please sit down. Sit. Cassandra, this spells it's. We want it.
oh, sit. I didn't have a turn.
Let's look at this. This says ist. We want it.
Oh.
Great job, Cassandra. Okay.
During center time, I also have some time in which I'm able to float around from activity to activity, and I can see what children are doing.
Come on, Jack, said Mom. Billy is not here.
It's a time in which I can do kid watching. I can do informal assessment. Watching the children at work informs me of what they already know
Said
and what they need to be working on. Why don't you read some of these books too? That are like the ones you've read in reading group.
it sat still and waited. Only its eyes moved up, down, sideways until it spotted a fly. Then the chameleon grabbed and sticky tongue shot out and caught the fly. The dog went after Fox. Where is Fox? He is hiding in the water. Fox stays down in the water. He is good at hiding. The dog goes away.